Okay, let's get this show on the road. Alright, well, welcome to another chill Sunday. I'm a little more exhausted than usual, so, I hope the coffee can revive me enough to voice act, but if not, then I suppose the limits is the limits, for a reason. Even though I try to push myself, I probably shouldn't, despite my age, but... Oh well. In any cases, I do have a habit of trying to fulfill my promises, and it would be remiss of me to just randomly drop a day that I promised to stream. Weirdly enough, I kind of get irritated doing that, but, well, maybe that's just me. Speaking of streaming, though, I'm gonna go on a short tangent for a second here. I can't believe it. Hollow Live is actually doing Hollow Stars again. I don't have a good feeling about this, given their lack of support for Hollow Stars, and how the third gen of Hollow Stars recently ended up, but, I don't know. Maybe EN Stars will have proper support. That or they'll be entertaining enough to differentiate themselves, but I believe the Hollow Star Hollow Stars JP is entertaining too. It's just, well, we watch VTubers for waifus, right? Not, I wanted to use a term that, Depressed Nasagi used, but it's pretty bad. Let's not go there. Anyways, one of them reminds me of Aurelia from Cold Steel 3, which is, well, okay. The game the BGM from my intro is Cold Steel 3, and we'll get there someday. I have plans for the Trail series. I don't think I'm gonna end my streaming career until all of them are on this channel. Then I'll probably be able to go with a happy smile, because at that point, well, it's either that or I see, well, I don't want to base my whole career on seeing someone else do something, so maybe let's not go there. But anyways, well, let's see how this goes. If, oh, I didn't know it would play a random intro. Okay, sorry. But yeah. Well, let's hear the voices. They're premiering on, the 22nd, on Friday. Oh boy. So, we'll see how that one goes. Though, honestly, people always base the things off of the debut, but the debut never really does tell you too much. It's just a general impression. Now, if they go 1 to 2 months successfully, I think we're in good hands. I mean, who knows? I mean, it's kind of funny. It's like, outside of this, we'd complain about the lack of girls and things. Inside of VTubing, we're complaining about the lack of guys. It's just kind of interesting how things flip, but I'm not gonna go any further. It's just an observation I've made over the course of living, however long I have. It's a fog of ages. I wouldn't say I lived as long as the top supernatural beings, but, well, if you've seen enough battles, one day feels like a lifetime. But anyways, hopefully Tempest succeeds. I mean, surprisingly, Niji and Luxium succeeded. Although I think that was more of a combination of finding a new audience and tapping into that market. As much as I hate the boyfriend and girlfriend experiences, they are very effective at getting the job done. Alright, we should probably start soon, but I think I have one final note for this. But yeah, along with the new audience niche, to be fair, Niji Luxium was supported by, the girls. Which, we'll see about the boys, but if the girls say nothing about the boys, then, oh boy, I have a very bad feeling about this one. I know it's individual streams, and I know it's, you know... But I can't help but agree with a comment on this one Ame video that it was a bit of a cop-out answer. But we'll see. If I had to predict much, I don't think Ina, Ame, or Gura will interact much with the boys. I don't think most of... Well, okay. Maybe Bae from Council, but other than that... well... That's enough of predictions, rats, and other things. You guys have better places to get them than me. I'm not as good as Depressed Nasagi for this stuff. Anyway. Sorry, I just had to go on a small tangent. Let's continue with the video before I get sidetracked and this turns into a rant video or something. Now, where were we? I think we were here. Okay, we were here. So, I might not read for the first little bits. Looks like we're running off somewhere.
Mattaku. 江戸は一応将軍公のお膝元じゃなかったっけ？どうしてあいつらが我が物顔で歩いてるのさ。あんな奴ら切っちゃってもいいんだけど。そうするとますます面倒なことになりそうだしな。
Looks like they're not in a great situation with all the hiding and stuff. Although, I don't think the, oh dear, I'm drawing blanks. But, I mean, a lot of things aren't looking good. For one, Obake just turned into a vampire through a freaking force bottle shove. And now we have 2 vampires. Shit.
あともう少しだから急がなきゃね。またあいつらが来たら困るし。ようやくたどり着いた。ここ数日で寿命が5年は縮んだかもしれないね。
Well, they did go through a pretty wild adventure with all the things that happened. I still kind of wished Okita would have finished Kaoru off then and there, but, well. Soft spots always gets exploited by a villain. I guess that's just how a good villain works. They will try to kill you. You can't always win. Let me sip one more. Oh, that's some good coffee. Alright. Let's go. I gasped at the thought of us. I gasped. Bleh. Okay, never mind. My tongue's still tied. I gasped at the thought of us actually having reduced our lifespans from the constant movement.
そんな顔しなくてもいいじゃない。ただの冗談なんだから。
Aw, don't give me that. I'm just messing with you.
お疲れ様。よく頑張ったね。
For prosperity's sake, or, well, just flat out trolling later. Anyways, nice job, Obake. Yeah, nice job, Pam. I'm gonna get to say that one in person. No, maybe not in person, but maybe someday the VC. That'd be nice. Anyway, nice job, Obake. I'm proud you came all this way. No. My cheeks felt hot, and I realized that I just wasn't used to Okita being so encouraging.
山崎くんはいないみたいだね。
Doesn't seem like Yamazaki's around here.
江戸の状況は明日にでも松本先生に聞いた方が良さそうかな。
I guess we can find Dr. Matsumoto tomorrow to catch up with whatever the hell is happening in Edo. You're right. What was going on in Edo? How are the Shinsengumi men doing? We were completely in the dark with these things.
さて、それじゃあそろそろ寝ようか。ずっと気を張ってたからクタクタだし。
Alright, let's head to bed soon. Being on high alert all day really tires you out. I agree. It really does. It's been a while since we've slept on a futon. You know, now that I've mentioned that one, I don't think I've ever slept on a futon. The closest I've gotten is a sleeping bag, and I used to have this really ghetto double mattress setup where it was like one mattress on top of the other, shunted in some weird small corner, and I just kind of slept like that for a while until we got a proper bed frame. I remember thinking, I don't need a proper bed frame. What are you guys doing? It's like, I probably still don't, but it does prevent stuff from rolling off too easily. I probably could have used that for my phone, because now it's cracked and almost just broken to pieces at this point. Well, back to the game. As we hustled back to Edo from Kofu, we had a scant amount of time to travel, let alone give ourselves time to stay in an inn, so we usually slept outdoors.
一緒に寝てあげようか。ここに戻ってくる途中してたみたいに。
I picked a really good main character name. This is bizarrely enjoyable. Do you want me to sleep next to you? Just like we did out there?
あれ？顔が真っ赤だよ。もしかして何か期待してる？
Oh, what's the matter? You're blushing. You weren't expecting me to say something else, were you? What do you mean by that? Don't tease me!
別にからかってるつもりはないんだけど、君って暖を取るにはちょうどいいし。
I'm not teasing you. You're just... No, wait. You're so warm when you sleep. Just telling you the truth. I wonder if Okita thought of me as nothing more than a silk... No, wait. I wonder if Okita thought of me as nothing more than just a silk kimono and a warming stone. As if that was all I could offer. I'll return to my room. Please get some sleep, Okita.
はいはい、おやすみなさい。
Okay. Good night. Oh, right. Uh-oh. I heard Okita's voice shriek behind me, and I rushed back to him. Okita? He dug his nails firmly into the flesh of his bicep as he was consumed with an agonizing pain. This reaction, there was no doubt what it could be. It must be bloodlust. Alright. Okay, we now know from the previous choices that blood is the correct choice. Most likely so. If I were to give him some of my blood, then it should soothe the symptom of his bloodlust. I clasped the handle of my kodachi on my hip, but for some reason I couldn't bring myself to draw it out. Would it actually be safe for him to drink my blood like this? Kaoru told us that drinking the water of life could cure Okita's tuberculosis, but in the end it was all a lie. So, could the possibility of drinking my blood help... No, wait. So, could the possibility of drinking my blood helping to suppress the serum symptoms be a lie too? Then, was there anything I could do for him? Okita had seemed understandably adamant in his refusal to drink blood. Would it be right of me to make the same proposition to him as he suffered before my eyes? He struggled through short, staggered breaths. Okita blurted out a question. You're not gonna offer me any blood today? Trying to play hard to get? Okita, it pained me too much to watch him writhe on the floor helplessly. But if you drink my blood... Oh, fine then. If you'll be like that, I won't force it. Can you get out? I can't let you see me like this. I can't do this. I couldn't just walk out on Okita, who was forced to endure the overwhelming anguish alone. Without hesitating, I unsheathed my kodachi. I carefully slid the sharp blade across my palm. Blood began to drip from the open wound. As Okita glanced at me with desperate eyes, I held out my blood-drenched hand to him. I'm sorry for second-guessing it. Please drink my blood, Okita. Okay. Okita's red eyes dilated, a glassy haze covering them, and then... Alright. Oh boy. Well, I guess for you, Otome lovers, this one's for you. I should move on, but alright. Let's just describe it. This is just... What am I doing with my life? Anyways, he inched his mouth closer to my palm. I felt a dull pain as the suckle of his warm mouth drew my blood into his full, tender lips. The bloodlust had rendered him ravenous, and he sucked more forcefully. A pressure shot up the length of my arm in rhythm with his heavy breathing. I promise you. From now on, no matter how thirsty for blood I become, or how painful these episodes are. He spoke as if he were making an oath to me.
僕はもう君の血しか飲まない。
The only blood I'm drinking is yours. Man, I'm gonna have a lot of stuff to give Pam. Oh boy. His somber promise made my oops, not test, chest. God dang it. His somber promise made my chest tighten. They were comfortless words which brought me closer to crying. Okita. It was possible that a time would come, no matter how much blood I give him, the pain suffered from his affliction would be unabatable. Fury Corps, a secret division led by Kisuke Sanan, comprised of men who have turned into Furies. They perform covert and nightly operations. I had seen so many warriors from the Fury Corps succumb to such a fate. Against my best wishes, I was sure that the curse of the Fury would soon devour his body, eventually reducing both his mind and body into nothingness. However, ooh, the hiccups. When it appeared that Okita had finished drinking my blood, he began to mutter softly. Oh, wait.
ごめんね。
I'm sorry. What are you apologizing for, Okita?
だって僕は先がない病人なんだよ。
I'm a diseased freak with no hope for the future.
そんな僕のために身を傷つけて痛い思いをしてまで死をくれるなんて。
What's the point in hurting yourself, cutting your flesh, just to satisfy my hunger? It's not like that. Don't worry about my hand. The wound will heal immediately.
ありがとう。君のおかげで正気のままでいられる。
Thanks, kid. Because of you, I still got some sense in me.
もしまた血に狂いそうになったら、今みたいに手を貸してくれる？
If I were to go crazy with bloodlust again, would you mind helping me like you just did again? It was difficult to respond quickly. I was so astonished by his request. No kidding! But without giving it much more thought, I stared Okita in the eye and told him, I will be by your side, Okita, no matter what. I made a vow to him, just as he did to me moments earlier, and together we nodded. The following evening, I wrote a letter addressed to Dr. Matsumoto. As soon as he got word of our return to Edo, he visited us in the hiding place immediately. However, he was not alone.
よかった、無事で。
Who are these two? Anyways. Obake! I am so glad to see you have traveled safely. Sen and Kimigiku too? Okay, who are these two? Princess Sen, one of the demons whom the protagonist had met in Kyoto. She serves as the head of the Yase clan, and often goes by the name Sen. I'm surprised to see you're with Dr. Matsumoto.
こう見えても私、結構顔が広いのよ。
I have my methods. I have quite a large network.
前に言ったでしょ。幕府や諸藩の高い位にいる人たちは鬼の存在を知ってるって。
I have spoken to you about this before, correct? both the shogunate and the domain leaders are well acquainted with the existence of demons. Oh,
姫様はずっとあなたのことをご心配なさっていたのですよ。
the princess has been very worried about you.
ですが、新選組の方々が京を出てから、あなたの消息が途絶えてしまって。
However, when we learned that the Shinsengumi had left Kyoto, we had no way to reach you.
見つけ出すのは苦労したわよ。手紙の一通ぐらいくれてもよかったのに。
You proved rather difficult to locate. Would it have killed you to at least write us a letter? I'm so sorry.
やだ、冗談よ。本気にしないで。
Damn it. I can't hear Yada without thinking. It's like this animation I just keep watching because it's so well made, but it's just the dialogue. Well, what can I say? Just, it's an Attack on Titan animation. Never mind. I shouldn't continue. This is, Hakuoki, not Attack on Titan. Anyways, all in good humor. It was really no trouble.
大変な状況だったっていうのは、松本先生から聞かせてもらったから。
Dr. Matsumoto has graciously informed me how difficult that time must have been for you.
いきなり鬼の一族だと名乗られた時はさすがに面食らったがね。
Hearing her say she was a representative of a demon clan kind of took me by surprise, honestly.
で、一体何をしに来たの？
Enough! Cut to the chase. Why are you here?
まさかまたこの子を鬼の里とやらに連れて行こうとしてるのかな？
Don't tell me you're back to take her to your demon village or something like that. After Okita's interruption, Sen's expression suddenly dropped.
実はね、コードーさんについて分かったことがいくつかあるから伝えに来たの。
As it turns out, word of Kodo's activities has come to my attention. I am merely visiting because I thought you would like to know. Really? Oh, sorry. Oh, hello there. Whoever's there. I think someone's there? Never mind. Anyways, she glanced over at Kimigiku, who nodded in agreement to Sen's news. Oh. Well, never mind then. Maybe I'm just seeing things. Anywho. Now, you might think you might be able to evade my gaze, but you'll have to do a bit better than that to out-stealth me. But hey, feel free to say hi, or just, follow along. Anywho. Sorry, I should continue. Sen glanced over at Kimigiku, who nodded in agreement to Sen's news.
皆さん方もご存知の通り、コードーさんは徳川幕府の命で落ち水の研究を行っていました。
As all of you know, Kodo performed research on the water of life under the command of the Tokugawa shogunate.
もともと彼は徳川家とは縁がある東国の鬼、雪村家の分家筋の生まれなのですが。
Wait a sec, what the heck? Okay. Yukimura clan, once Japan's largest demon clan in its eastern region. Its village was viciously wiped out from existence by humans, and it was once the protagonist's home. Wait. That guy was in the family Amin? Oh boy. I have no idea what to say.
その縁を頼られ、落ち水の強い毒を薄める研究をしていたようです。
Supposedly, his intent was to increase the potency of the water of life. Increase the potency?
そんなことできるの？
Is that possible?
三男さんが新選組で何年も研究してたのに結局無理だったんだけど。
Sanan was performing his own research with the Shinsengumi for years, and he came up with nothing.
いえ、無理とは言い切れないわ。
Well, I would refrain from casting doubt on this.
沖田さん、あなたならよく知ってると思うけど、
Okita, I'm sure you are no stranger to this, but
新選組に持ち込まれたばかりの頃の落ち水は今以上に危険なものだったんでしょう。
when the water of life was first introduced, it had been far more volatile and unwieldy, quite unlike what we know of it today, yes?
なんとか使える程度になったってことは、薬の効き目や毒を薄めること自体はできなくはないはずよ。
Its widespread use in its current form suggests to me that it is still possible to increase the strength of its effect, making it a far more dangerous weapon. But even if my father is the only one who has any of this information, he is still nowhere to be found. Sen's face suddenly beamed with a bright grin. Oh, did we find him?
それがね、行動さんの居場所が分かったのよ。
You see, I have successfully discovered where Kodo's whereabouts are. Are you serious?
こう見えても顔が広いって言ったでしょ。
I told you I have my methods, did I not? My birds sing to me from all corners. Oh, shit. Oh, she's this game's, I know it's a strange comparison, but Littlefinger is the only other one I know that talks about birds as messengers and such. To this degree. That or Odin, but, well. Okay, that's enough of a tangent. So, where is my father?
陸奥、かつて雪村の里があった場所です。
Mutsu no Kuni. A term referring to the northeastern region of Japan. Mutsu, the location of where the Yukimura village used to be. My birthplace?
ええ、間違いないわ。
Yes, I have no doubt about it.
大体の場所なら私も知ってるから、後で地図を書いてあげる。
I am somewhat familiar with the location, so I shall have a map drawn for you in no time. I can't thank you enough, Sen.
行動さんは今でも落ち水の研究を続けてるみたいよ。
It would not surprise me to learn that Kodo is still performing his Fury research.
ラセスになった人を元に戻す方法を見つけてくれてるといいんだけど。
All that I wish for is that he develops an antidote to reverse the effects of the water of life. If my father actually were continuing his research on the water of life, even after having been detached from the Shinsengumi, perhaps he was able to find the breakthrough that had eluded Sanan for so long. I pondered the possibility of finding a cure that could reverse the effects of the serum permanently. I found myself compelled to glance at Okita, who surely had his own thoughts on the matter.
行きたいの？
You want to go there? No, wait, you want to go there? Okita turned his head inquisitively. I want to see my father. And beyond finding him, if there was any chance of us finding the antidote for the water of life, then I wanted to give Okita a chance to reclaim his humanity. But wait, doesn't that make him susceptible to the tuberculosis? But if this was to be my quest, then I may need to be separated from Okita.
今すぐ決めるのは難しいかしら。他に気になることもあるでしょうしね。
This may be a difficult decision to make right now, as I am sure you have much to think about. Sen's tone was rather suggestive, but as if she had more to say, and she looked at Dr. Matsumoto.
どう 伝えたもんかな。
I am unsure how to put this. The doctor pinched his fingers on the bridge of his nose between his brow, stroking in deep thought. It looks as if something troubled him. What was wrong? What could the doctor want to say? I braced myself for the worst-case scenario, breathing in deeply as I waited for him to speak. After a tense moment, Dr. Matsumoto turned his gaze towards Okita, sighing heavily.
近藤さんが新政府軍に投降した。
Kondo has surrendered to the Imperial Army. What?! Okita's face turned pale almost instantly. His lips began to quiver uncontrollably.
何言ってるんですか。こんな時に冗談なんて。先生も人が悪いな。
Now this is a line I can do. What are you talking about? If this is your idea of a joke, you just picked the wrong fucking time.
そう思いたい気持ちはわかるが、事実だからな。
I know this may be hard to take, but it's true. Okita's eyes grew wide.
そんなことあるはずないでしょ。どうして近藤さんが。
That would never happen. Why the hell would Kondo?
あの人は土方さんは一体何をしてたんですか。
What was he doing? What was Hijikata doing? Okita shouted frantically at the doctor, and his anger turned into a frenzy. Okita, please calm down. I tried to grab him from behind as he began thrashing about.
落ち着けるわけないでしょ、この状況で。
Calm? How the hell? No, wait. Calm? How the hell am I supposed to keep calm?
どうしてそんなことになったんです。甲府からは生きて戻ってきたんでしょ。
How did this happen? Did he make it safely? No, wait. Didn't he make it back safely from Kofu?
事の経緯は私にもよくわからん。
I am uncertain of the details.
だが、近藤さんが投降したのは間違いない。これは幕府のお偉いさんから聞いた話だからな。
However, Kondo's surrender was made official. This was brought to me directly from the leaders of the former shogunate. How could Kondo surrender everything to the Imperial Army? Could it really have happened? Why? So, what does this mean for the Shinsengumi? If Kondo surrendered, does it mean
まだ降伏はしておらんよ。
the group has not yielded their surrender yet?
今は土方君が隊を率いて北に向かってるらしい。
Hijikata is currently leading the remaining men up north. Hijikata is. I could only hope for the best. I knew that Hijikata held Kondo in the highest regard. However, I could see him surrendering if it meant keeping Kondo safe while in enemy clutches. Or at least, this was what I would have expected from Hijikata.
つまり近藤さんを見捨てて自分だけ逃げたってことですか。
So you're saying he abandoned Kondo and ran off? No, wait, and he ran off?
あの人を大名にするためなら何でもするとか散々言ってたくせに。
After giving me that whole spiel, saying he'd do whatever it took to make Kondo a Dynamo? Fuck. Daimyo. Damn. Okay, my Japanese pronunciation is very off. I want to say Dynamo. Daimyo? Ah, shit. Anyways, a powerful samurai who ruled a fiefdom and commanded vassals of his own. They served the shogun directly. Alright. Quick break. Okay. Daimyo. There we go.
近藤さんはずっと 土方さんのことを信じてたのに。
Kondo trusted Hijikata with everything.
あの人はその気持ちを裏切ったんだ。
That son of a bitch betrayed Kondo! Okita's veins were popping from his forehead.
少し落ち着いたら。
Alright, would you mind calming down a bit?
その時どういう状況だったかなんてあなたにはわからないでしょう。
You are making assumptions, most of which are uninformed, considering you know none of the details.
僕たちのことを何も知らないよそ者が下り顔で口を挟まないでくれるかな。
Who the hell are you? You aren't one of us. Would you mind staying out of this? Okita! I admonished Okita for taking his frustrations out on Sen, who only wanted to help, but he acted as if we were in any position to act hastily, and he directed his next question to Dr. Matsumoto.
近藤さんは今どこにいるんです？
So where are they keeping Kondo right now?
それを知ってどうするんだね。
What is it you intend to do with that information?
どうするって決まってるじゃないですか。
What do you mean? Isn't it obvious?
近藤さんはこんなことで死んでいい人じゃない。
We can't afford to let Kondo die.
無理だ。もう君一人でどうにかできる事態じゃなくなっちまってる。
It's no use. This matter is beyond any of us in this room, let alone you going foolishly on your own.
どうしてですか？僕は羅刹になってるんですよ。
Why? I'm a fury! Man, if only you were the blaster and lightning katana kind of fury.
たとえ敵がどれだけいてもこの刀で片っ端から切り殺してみせます。
Doesn't matter who the hell gets in my way. None of them stand a chance against my sword!
新選組大使が近藤さんを助けに来るだろうってのは新政府側も想定してるはずだ。
Empire of Japan, a title bestowed upon the Meiji government prior to the end of the Boshin War that focuses on reinstating the emperor as the supreme force of governance. It was created by the Choshu forces. Oops.
その中に羅刹が紛れてるかもしれないだろうってこともな。
And make no mistake, they will be expecting Furies as part of the plan as well.
以前銀の銃弾で撃たれたことを忘れたのかね。
Need I remind you, it only took a silver bullet to render you immobile for months? Okita's head dropped low, and he became despondent. His cheeks turned pale as the realization began to sink more deeply, and his shoulders trembled. And Kondo is... Dr. Matsumoto sighed deeply.
私も幕府のお偉いさん方に除名嘆願をするつもりだが。
I too had planned on reaching out to the shogunate leaders to petition for his clemency, but
幕府は新政府軍を刺激したくないって意向が強いらしくてな。
the shogunate is determined to keep things civil between themselves and the imperial army.
何せ話がこじれれば江戸はたちまち火の海だ。
We have everything to lose. Edo will burn under a sea of flames. No! Kondo had given his life, everything, for years to both the shogunate and the supreme commander. And after all that he had sacrificed, they were intent on abandoning him towards the very end? That is a shame. It really is a sad thing to see in a lot of stories. You know, the noble troop on the enemy side that just gets kind of tossed by the shithead leaders after you beat them in a fair fight. Yeah. Well, anywho. Okita stood still, simmering in his angry mood. He turned his back from us, and he tried leaving the room without saying a word. Dr. Matsumoto tailed right behind him, grabbing a hold of his shoulder to stop him from going further.
待ちなさい。どこへ行くつもりだね。
Hold on right there. Where do you think you're going?
なん 何度も同じことを言わせないでください。
Don't make me
近
repeat
藤さんを
myself.
助けるんです。
I'm going to rescue Kondo.
あの人は、あの人だけは何があっても守らなきゃ。
That man. I won't rest until I've done everything in my power to protect him.
そんな真似医者として許すわけにはいかん。
As a doctor, I can't just stand here and let you leave.
以前は黙っていたが君の体は
I kept my lips tight before, but... Dr. Matsumoto paused, as if he were searching for a precise combination of words to avoid offending Okita.
老害が治ってないって言うんでしょ。それがどうしたんですか。
What? You're gonna say my tuberculosis isn't cured yet, right? So what if it's not?
僕の命なんてどうなってもいいんです。近藤さんを助けることができるなら。
And there's sometimes too much loyalty. But, well, I can understand where Okita's coming from. I don't give a shit about my life if I could save Kondo. Okita was cut short, just as he was raising his voice. Ah! Okita!
雪村君すぐに床の支度を。
Yukimura, prepare his bed. Okay. I began tending to Okita's bed, just as the doctor had instructed. Oh, jeez, this is getting worse and worse.
間が悪い時に来ちゃったわね。ごめんなさい。
It seems as though our appearance is ill-timed. My deepest apologies. Oh, don't worry about it. By now, Okita had lost consciousness, and he was drenched in sweat. Ever since drinking the water of life, Okita's tuberculosis symptoms had subsided a bit. But between the journey to Kofu and his battle with Kaoru, his body had regressed from all of the excess stress, even more than I had anticipated.
あなた、これからどうするの？
Obake, what do you intend to do from here?
すぐに陸奥へ向かうつもりなら手助けしてあげられるけど。
If it's leaving for Mutsu that you seek, I would be more than happy to see you escorted safely. I truly appreciated Sen's offer, but...
それとも、今は沖田さんのそばにいたい？
Or do you wish to stay beside Okita? I nodded.
そうよね。さっきの様子を見たら、放っておくなんてできないわよね。
Very well. I expected as much. I mean, how could one leave him after witnessing that display earlier? I'm sorry. You came all this way to deliver the information about my father, too.
謝る必要なんてないわよ。ただ、くれぐれも気をつけてね。
No need to apologize. All I ask is that you keep yourself safe, okay?
松本先生の言葉通り、新政府軍は近藤さんを厳重に監視してるみたいだから。
As Dr. Matsumoto has said, the Imperial Army is keeping very close tabs on Kondo.
さてそれじゃあ我々はそろそろ失礼させてもらうよ。
Well then, I think it's time for us to leave. Okay, thank you so much for today.
礼には及ばんさ。だが
Please, it's quite alright, but
沖田君を近藤さんのもとに行かせてはならんぞ。
whatever you do, do not let Okita seek Kondo.
彼は自分の命などどうでもいいと言っていたが、
He said himself that he cares very little for himself, but
近藤さんだって沖田君の命と引き換えに生き延びたいなんて思っちゃいないはずだ。
I know Kondo would be very unhappy to hear his life was saved at the cost of Okita's.
それでは失礼いたします。また何かあればお知らせしますので。
It's time we were on our way then. We will contact you should anything else happen. Okay, thank you. I bowed deeply as I watched Dr. Matsumoto, Sen, and Kimigiku file out of the room. A few days passed since their visit, and I had spent most of the time tending to Okita's critical condition. The thought of Kondo in captivity made me shiver with anxiety, so I was a bit distracted, but Okita promised me that he would put all of his focus into recuperating before leaving the hiding place. Okita, are you still awake? I'm coming in. Oh no. I called his name through the sliding door, and as I softly opened it, I found Okita standing tall. Hey, what do you think you're doing, Okita? Why are you out of bed?
刀を取ろうと思っただけだよ。
Ah, yeah, here we go. Jeez, just give it a rest. Stop throwing a bitch fit every 5 seconds. I'm just grabbing my sword. Sword? Don't tell me you're planning on leaving to find Kondo, especially in your condition.
君って早とちりだよね。僕だって無駄死になんてごめんだよ。
Holy hell! All you do is jump from one conclusion to the next. I'm not doing anything stupid.
近藤さんの仇を取るのは体調がもう少しマシになってからに決まってるでしょ。
I'm gonna have to rescue Kondo eventually, but I know it can wait until after my condition improves. I felt a slight sense of relief.
あそこにある刀取ってくれる？
Mind grabbing my sword over there for me? Sure, this one? I grabbed the sword atop of the... Ah, jeez, I need a drink. Hold on. I grabbed the sword atop of the rack sitting across from Okita's futon, and I offered it to him with both of my hands. Whew. I felt a significant weight in this sword, which looked rather unfamiliar to me as I handed it to Okita. Thanks.
ありがとう。
Okita took the sword from me, and his eyes thinned as his gaze ran up and down the length of the sword. That sword, it looks different to the one you normally use. Okita said nothing, as if he didn't hear me.
ゆうべね、近藤さんの夢を見たんだ。
Last night, I dreamt of Kondo. Kondo? Yeah. He let out a melancholy chuckle before beginning to detail his dream. This must have been 3 years ago. Choshu domain. A domain governed by Takachika Mori, an opposition daimyo. Most members of this domain were imperialist during the early part of the Bakumatsu period, and later attempted more directly to overthrow the shogunate. When the shogunate ordered us to do the second Choshu expedition, Kondo stopped by my room.
ソジ、お前も聞いてると思うが、
Soji, I'm sure you've heard already, but
俺は幕命で今度長州の視察に行くことになったんだ。
the shogunate has sent word for me personally to visit the Choshu and put an end to all this.
その話は聞いてますけど、
Yeah, it got around, but
別に近藤さんが行く必要なんてないんじゃないですか？
why are you the one that has to go? I mean, who has to go?
そういうのが得意な人は他にたくさんいるでしょう。
They could send anyone else, literally anyone other than you, to see to that.
そういうわけにはいかんさ。これは幕府直々の命令だからな。
No, I cannot turn my back on my duty like that. This is a direct order from the shogunate.
じゃあ僕も一緒に行きます。
Then I'll go with you.
長州なんかに行ったらいつ暗殺されるかわからないじゃないですか。
If you go to Choshu, you may as well have a target on your back. They'll kill you. Kondo's expression held firm, and it was more stern than usual.
ダメだ。同行は許さん。
No, you are not coming with me.
どうしてです？近藤さんを守るのは僕の役目でしょ。
Why not? It's my job to protect you. But even if I wanted him to, Kondo had no interest in answering my question. He just glanced over to his side, grabbed the sword on the rack next to him, and he handed it to me.
これは
What's this?
山城の神、藤原国清だ。
It's Yamashiro no Kami, Fujiwara Kunikyo. Holy. A sword tampered by the smiths of the highest order that was gifted to Soji Okita by Isami Kondo. It is the work of a second-generation Kunikyo swordsmith.
お前、ずっと菊門の刀を欲しがっていただろ？
Haven't you always wanted to use a chrysanthemum sword, Okita? Chrysanthemum sword. A sword with the logo of a chrysanthemum. Emperor Gotoba created this sword. Also points to swords that were approved to get a chrysanthemum logo. I remember absent-mindedly mentioning something about it to Kondo a while before, but
どうしていきなりこれを？
what's this for? Why are you giving it to me? And then Kondo looked me dead in the eye, and I'd never seen him more serious than in that moment.
天然理心流五代目宗主にふさわしい刀だと思ってな。
I felt as if it was the only sword that could befit the fifth suzerain of the Tennen Rishin style. Tennen Rishin, a school of swordplay popular in the Tama region. Kondo is the master of the style, and Hijikata, Okita, and Inoue were among his students. Oh! My stomach dropped. Like all the blood in my body just seeped from my feet. I mean, for me to succeed him as the teacher of the Tennen Rishin style must mean
受け取れません。
I can't
お
accept
返ししま
this.
す。
おい、宗司。
Oi, Soji.
僕が5代目を継ぐとしたらもっとずっと先のことです。
Taking on the duties of being the fifth generation master is something I should do when I'm older.
近藤さんが秀才先生の後を継いだ時みたいに。
Master Shusai, the third generation master of the Tennen Rishin style of swordsmanship, the adoptive father of Isami Kondo, who established Shie Hall. Kind of like how you took it from Master Shusai when you were a much older man.
近藤さんがおじいさんになってどうしても木刀を震えなくなったその時だけですよ。
The only time I'd feel comfortable taking it from you is when you're hobbling around with a wooden cane, when you can't even hold a sword, Kondo. Kondo stared at me like I was a young child, which made it difficult to feel like my word had any weight, but eventually...
宗司、そう言ってくれるのはありがたいが。
Soji, you do me far too much kindness in saying that, but...
今はいつ何時万一のことがあるかわからん時代なんだ。
The future holds no certainties, especially in this era, and who knows what shall happen to us.
俺は百姓の生まれだが、武士となった今、いつでも将軍公のためこの命を捨てる覚悟をしている。
I was raised on a farm, but after dedicating my life to the path of the warrior, it is now time for me to accept my life belongs to the shogun.
だが、もし天然理心流の名が俺の代で絶えてしまうことになったら、 死んでも死にきれんよ。
However, if the Tenon Rishin style were to die along with me, that would be unforgivable. It is something I am truly passionate about. I just kept looking down, but I felt Kondo wrap his warm hand around my shoulder.
頼んだぞ、ソジ。
I'm counting on you, Soji. And he placed the sword into my hands.
ひ
Ah,
どい人だよね、近藤さんって。
what was Kondo thinking?
近藤さんの後を継ぐことなんて
There's no way I
でき
could.
るはずないじゃない。
There's no way I could live up to him.
僕はまだ教えてもらってないことがたくさんあるのに。
There's still so much he has to teach me. I'm gonna go on another weird side tangent. I think this is also a relatable feeling. When your teacher says, like, well, whatever teachers you have. I don't know who everyone has personality. I mean, personally, for me, it was one of my favorite teachers from a while ago. For you, it could be your parents. You know, when the figure you respect, says it's time for you to, there's nothing more to learn. And there's always that feeling. You think they could teach you more, but I think really what you want to do is just hang out with them a little longer. You know, hang on to them a bit longer before you depart. I mean, I guess it's kind of the same way with VTubing, you know? You might find that one person you really like, that you've learned a lot from, and you know, you'll feel like Okita does. Sometimes. Or maybe even all the time. I wouldn't know. Where you want to see so much more from them, but at the same time, eventually, it's time to move on, or time to make your own path or something. There's still so much he has to teach me. Okita.
この刀を近藤さんの形見になんてさせない。させてたまるもんか。
I'll never let this sword be a memento from Kondo. I won't let it happen. Okita held the sword tenderly for a long while, and I could tell that its symbolism meant more to Okita than any one of us could possibly imagine.
これありがとう。刀掛けに戻しておいて。
Thanks for giving this to me. Can you put it back? I grabbed the blade from Okita, and I placed it atop the majestic rack. From behind the sliding door, I could hear the faint chirp of cicadas who'd wandered into the house. I guess before going on a bit further, for the most part, I really like how well written this this visual novel has been. I wasn't expecting that good of a writing from. It's like most harem games and such. I don't care whether it's an otome or a harem. Generally, they have jank writing. Because, you know, it's the premise. You're like one person, and you have a shit ton of routes, and you're trying to date and waifu or husbando a shit ton of people. But you get weird gems like this, I don't know, Cupid Parasite, Love at First Sight, where it's actually pretty engaging. Well, that's enough of my spiel on these things. Anyway. As we listened to their cries in silence, Okita grabbed a hold of my hand, speaking up.
ね
Hey, Obake?
え、君は僕が近藤さんのところに行くの反対？
Would you stop me from rescuing Kondo? Whatever you do, Do not let Okita seek Kondo. This was a strict order from Dr. Matsumoto. What should I tell him? Okay, this one I gotta save. Give me a second here. Well, he's probably gonna go off. So, let's go with this. I can't stop you. Because I know how much he means to you, Okita. Okita sighed in relief, and he flashed a confident smirk.
君ならそう言ってくれると思った。
I had a feeling you'd say that.
ねえ、こっちにおいで。
Hey, Obake? Come here. Here? No, wait, huh?
おいで。
Come here. He made his request more firmly, and I walked slowly to his futon as he asked. Why do I have a feeling this is this might be the Yab scene? Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. Anyways. Here we go. Then he grabbed my wrist and drew me closer to his chest. Nope, never mind. It's a normal CG. Oh. This wasn't the first time that Okita had embraced me tightly, but no matter how many times he touched me, I couldn't imagine ever tiring of this sensation. That's just the way you feel with hugs from people you like. Sounds corny coming from me, but I know the feeling. Being engulfed by his warmth and scent enraptured me more than enough to make my heart pound. But more than that, it was the comfort from being close to him, feeling certain that this was where I belonged, that I loved the most. No, wait. That I loved most.
僕のこと心配なんだよね。
You're worried about me, aren't you? Of course. I let my body sink deeper against his, and I bit into my lips nervously. I thought about Okita's fragile health, and how brave he was to re-enter the fray in his condition. My one true inclination would have been for him to stay, and I held him more tightly as the possibility of losing him came to mind. But even so, it wasn't as if I couldn't understand just how much Kondo meant to him.
僕、最初に会った時から君にひどいことばかりしてきたと思うんだけど。
You know, ever since you came into my life, I've always given you a hard time.
それでも離れていかないのはどうして？
So why are you still with me after all that? I don't really understand why either, as a certain song would go. Suddenly, suddenly, there's a feeling. Is it love? Alright, that's enough.
同情？
Is it pity?
それとも僕に落ち水を飲ませたのが君の兄さんだったから。
Or
目でも感じてるの。
Or is it just because you feel responsible that your twin brother tricked me into drinking the water of life? It's neither of those things.
じゃあどうして
Then why? My heart yearned to tell the truth, to share with him my most intimate of secrets. But for now, it felt best to let Okita focus on saving Kondo. He needed all the help he could get to keep his emotions in check. I can't explain it either. It's just difficult to take my eyes off of you.
そっか
I see. I felt though my answer may have not been what he hoped to hear, given his curt answer. Okita sighed deeply, as if he were too distraught to give me more. What about you, Okita? Why do you continue to let me stay by your side? Oh, he flared his nostrils, sneering as he usually did.
君が答えてくれないから僕も答えてあげない
Well, since you won't give me a straight answer, I won't give you one either. I suppose it was his way of getting back at me, and I chose to savor the time I had in his arms. Whew. After a few days had passed, we'd received an unexpected visitor in the evening.
よう、しばらくぶりだな。
Oh shit! Oh shit! We've been shit talking this. Well, or rather, Okita has been shit talking this guy for a while. Oh fuck. Okay, okay. Well, let's go. Oh, give me a sec. Hey, long time no see. Hijikata, you're safe.
掃除のやつはどうしてる？具合が良くねえって聞いたが。
How's Soji? Heard he's not doing too good. He's resting for now, but would you like me to wake him?
いやいい。あいつは俺の顔なんざ見たくもねえだろうしな。
No, don't bother. Pretty sure he wouldn't want to see me anyway. What do
今
you...
日来たのは他でもねえんだ。今の江戸の状況はお前もよく知ってると思うが。
It's actually why I'm here. You don't need me to tell you this, but Ito's down in the
お
dumps.
前、この先どうするつもりだ？
So what's your plan?
新政府の奴らは俺たちを恨んでる。これ以上関わり続けると、どんな目に遭わされるかわからねえぜ。
The Imperial government's got a real nasty grudge against us. If you're still around, who knows what the hell they'll do to you. Come on. Okita's our... Well... If it were me, I'd say he's my bro. But since this is since this is an Otome, he's my husbando. So... I'm going to remain by Okita's side. I just wouldn't feel right leaving Okita in his current state.
そうか。
Gotcha.
ありがとうよ。礼を言っとくぜ。俺たちはもうあいつと一緒にはいてやれねえからな。
Well, thanks for that. We can't really afford to watch after him right now.
それじゃあ俺はもう行く。掃除のやつによろしくな。
Anyway, I won't take up any more of your time. Tell Soji I said hi. You know, Hijikata honestly sounds like a cool dude. Just saying. Wait, let me walk you out. I rushed to follow Hijikata, who had already turned around to head for the door. Can I ask you something?
ん？なんだ？
What? Is it true that the Imperial Army captured Kondo? Hijikata's eyes thinned, and he was reluctant to speak. Yeah, so it's true. What happened?
流山に隠れてた時、敵に囲まれてな。俺たちを逃がすため、自分から新政府軍に投降したんだ。
Nagarayama, a city located northeast of Edo, who grew prosperous through the use of travel channels along the Edo River and its many canals. It is also known for its mirin, a sweet cooking wine. We were hiding in Nagarayama, and they surrounded us. To buy us some time to escape, Kondo turned himself into the imperial forces. He said he'd use an alias so no one suspect his true identity, but it took a lot for Hijikata to tell me all of this. From the tone of his voice, he seemed resigned that there was a slim chance of Kondo returning safely.
掃除のことだから、どうせ俺が近藤さんを見捨てて自分だけ逃げたとでも思ってやがるんだろう。
Knowing Soji, he probably thinks I left Kondo behind and ran to save my own skin. Well, I will speak with Okita.
いや、やめとけ。あいつには何も言わねえ方がいい。
No, don't. Better for you not to tell him anything. But why?
状況がどうあれ、近藤さんを見捨てたってのは嘘じゃねえからな。
No matter the circumstances, it doesn't change the fact that I didn't do enough to save Kondo.
八つ当たり先がなくなっちまったら、あいつ本当に生きる気力をなくしちまうだろう。
I'm kind of saddened by that line of thinking, but it's another one I could kind of relate to, you know. The power of hate keeping you going at all costs, and not wanting to remove the object of hate because you'd have nothing left to keep you going. It works, but it's quite sad that that method works the way it does. Why am I getting philosophical in Natome? This is just weird. Anyways, but I wasn't content with Hijikata's answer, but he merely sighed again. He turned his gaze towards the dim sky.
この場であいつにぶった切られて、何もかも終わりにしちまえるんなら楽なんだがな。
It'd be less of a pain in my ass if I just woke him up and let him kill me right here where I'm standing just to let it all out. I gasped. Between Kondo's surrender and the possibility of Okita losing the will to live, it seemed Hijikata was shouldering the weight of that burden, which was draining him as well. After a moment of silence, Hijikata gritted his teeth, stopping himself from expressing his thoughts.
俺たちはこれから北へ向かう。死ぬんじゃねえぞ、雪村。
We're headed north. Don't let yourself get killed, Yukimura. Hijikata nodded, and without another word, he walked away from her abode. Once he walked far enough that I couldn't see the small of his back, I returned inside. I wonder if he overheard all that. As I made my way back to the entrance, I noticed someone standing in the hall, waiting for me. Uh-oh.
今、外で人と話してたでしょ？誰が来てたの？
You were just talking to someone outside, weren't you? Who was it?
当ててあげようか。土方さん。
Shit! Oh no! Let me guess. Hijikata?
やっぱりそうだったんだ。 あの人、何しに来たの？
I knew it. What do you want?
近藤さんを見捨てた言い訳でもしに来たのかな？
Did he come to mouth off some excuses about why he abandoned Kondo? Oh, this is bad. No, Hijikata.
どうしてあんな人の肩を持つのさ？
Oh dear. Oh dear. This is not turning out well. What? You're on his side now?
事情があったにせよ、近藤さんを助けずに自分だけ逃げたのは変わらないじゃない。
I don't care what he said. He left Kondo, and there's no excusing that.
近藤さんは今も土方さんが助けに来てくれるって信じてるはずなのに。
And god damn it! Kondo's probably sitting there, hoping that Hijikata is gonna come and save his... Ah! Okay, I'm getting a little too good at fake coughing deaths. I might actually sound like I'm dying if this keeps up. Oh shit. Okita dropped to his knees, coughing violently enough that I was afraid his lung would burst out of his chest. Okita. Please, don't lose sight of yourself. Be strong. I sat helplessly beside him, and when words weren't enough, I hugged his body tightly. Okay. Alright, I think I too am reaching the point of exhaustion. So, okay, before I go, let's see the alternate choice to this one. I understand where you're coming from, Okita, but to be honest with you, I don't want you to go.
そうだよね。ごめんね。
Right, thought as much. Sorry about it. Okita said no more. It seemed, no matter what I could have said to him, his heart was set on going. However, if you plan on setting out to find Kondo, please take me with you. My words took Okita by surprise, and his eyes widened at my suggestion.
いいの？
Really?
君にはしなきゃならないことがあるんじゃないの？
Isn't there something else you needed to do? I owe Kondo so much for showing me kindness under his watch, and aside from that, I can't leave you alone.
そっか。
I see.
ありがとう。
Thanks. Ah, so that's what happens. Alright, well, I was curious, and I suppose the other one definitely led to a... I guess the longer cutscenes might mean you're either on the right track or something. I don't know. But that is enough for now. I'll see you guys in the morning for, YS Origins. Hopefully YouTube doesn't bonk me this time. And then later in the day for a completely different game with Destroy All Humans. I'll be planning out the next week and the week, well, actually, yeah, I'll just plan out the next week. There might be a new addition to the morning segment soon. Soon TM. We'll see. But, we may be entering a very, perhaps dark arc? I don't know how to put it. You might see some, not so happy games here sooner or later. But, well, I did say I'd variety game, and I will give you variety games. So, or rather, a variety of games. Like this, or like, the stuff I co-op, or heck, the Souls games and what have you. Anyways, until next time, to all the future viewers, to all anyone who's watched this today, I'll see everyone next time. Until then, take care, good night, and don't strain yourself, because I think we've seen enough of Okita doing that one. And I don't want to strain myself too much, but I guess I'm the same as Okita. But that's another topic for another time. Anyways, good night, everyone.